I'm Alan Matthews from Classical Guitar Shed, and we're going to be talking about the D minor chord, how to play it, how not to play it, and what you can play it with, how to practice. If you enjoy this video, please do subscribe to this channel. Click the subscribe button down below, and then also the bell so that you can get the notifications. D minor, a lovely, moody minor chord. Let's take a look at this grid right here. The lines going up and down represent the strings from low to high, left to right here. And then also the horizontal, the side to side lines represent the frets numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Fingers are 1, 2, 3, 4 in the left hand. And then this nut at the very top is we consider that open. And so if you'll notice there are X's and O's there, we do not play, that's the X, the low E string, the low 6th string. We do not play the 5th string, although it doesn't sound so bad with the D. So if you hit it on accident, it's okay. It's not as wrong as it could be. And then the open D, the open 4th string, is the actual, what we call the root of the chord. It's the name of the chord. That is a D note, and this is a D chord. So then we have our second finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. The 3rd finger, or you can use the 4th finger, you can choose here, but typically use the 3rd finger here on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and then the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, 1, 1, 1. And we play 4 strings. If we accidentally play 5, then we won't be written a ticket or anything. We will be okay, but this is the goal. So if you'll notice here, we have, this is a kind of a funny chord. If we're moving if we grab this, it can be a big stretch between the 2nd and 3rd fingers. And so there's some ways in which we can play this so that that isn't such a big deal, because we want to play right up behind the fret, right? So we want to play right behind the fret, not on top of the fret, but also not way back here where it's going to be buzzy. So how do we do this? Well, one of the ways is that we can get our elbow out first off. So that way we're playing from our fingers are backed up by the muscles on this forearm, which is where all the hand muscles are. They're with a straight line, and so there's no severe angles like this in there. So if we're not doing this, tucking the elbow and then playing really like this or anything like that, we're not way out here like this. Instead, the thumb is behind the fingers and in a nice C shape. And here, there are a couple of different ways. So what we can do is we can come straight into the guitar like this, so that the fingers are coming mostly in straight into the guitar, perpendicular, although this 1st finger then would be at an angle. So that's one way. There's a lot of space in the hand right here, and this is fine. The thumb needs to be somewhat low on the back of the neck if we do it this way. The other thing that we can do is to lift that thumb just a little bit, bring it up just a little bit, not over so you can see it, and then just kick back a little bit so we can angle into the strings like this. And that makes it easier on that stretch between the 2 and the 3 fingers, because then it's more like this and less like this. And so that's a way to do that. Be careful. A couple of things. Don't touch this part of your hand to the back of the guitar. That's just going to constrict your movement, and so that you won't be able to move as well. Same thing. Don't clamp this big knuckle of your index finger to the side of the guitar right there to play this. Don't do that either. Also, with some of these chords like this, you might find yourself wanting to do this kind of thing with either crimping this knuckle or kind of pushing this knuckle in like this, kind of a double joint thing. Try not to do either of those. Try to just keep this thing in a nice, strong curve so that you're in this C shape like this, so not like this. That's going to help you be able to move to the next chords much easier than if you really clamp down on it. So this one might take a little bit of extra practice just to get your fingers exactly where they are each time. One of the things that a lot of people ask is, with the index finger, where on the finger is it playing? And so this can play anywhere from, if you're down here like this, it could be playing actually on the side of the index finger. This is just the way that notes are on the index finger in general. It could be playing on the side of the index finger, if we're like this, or like this. It could be playing more kind of on this angle, kind of coming in at a 45 degree, but it probably will not be straight up and down on the fingertip like it is more with the third finger, let's say. So this is how to play the D minor chord. One of the best things you can do whenever you're playing a chord to avoid the habit of excess tension is to play it lightly. Don't even press the strings, just touch the strings where you want to. Look at them, make sure that they're nice and behind the fret, but don't actually press them. And then press them lightly, strum through once, shake it out, and do it again. Touch first, really lightly, and then do it, and then shake it out. And then do that, and it'll just let you get into the habit of first getting there with no tension, with minimal tension, to be able just to touch the strings without pressing them. And then also to reduce buildup of tension from locking your joints in any way, just to shake out your whole arm and everything, then you can do it again. And it's a great way to practice so that you get used to just grabbing this chord without all the extra baggage of the other stuff that you've been playing before, because we can really build up tension from one chord to the next, to the next, to the next. So when you're playing this, other chords that you may encounter and ones that you want to practice back and forth with, D minor, so all of the A chords, so A, A7, A minor, all three of those chords, A, A7, and A minor, you just go back and forth from D minor to A. The third finger stays on the same string between those, between D minor and A, and D minor and A, if you play with 1, 2, 3. And so that's a nice one. And it could be some fingers hopping as well for different chords, but those are going to be the most common ones. You may also see D minor chords in a song with a G chord, so you can practice back and forth between those. Again, the third finger is staying put on that one. And so back and forth with that. You could also see it with the key of C. And you could also see it, we could see it with a whole lot of different things, but you could also see it there with the key of F as well. So it shares some similarities with the key of F, and so it's oftentimes those two go hand in hand. All right, so a lot of things to practice. You can also just do this in your head or with your fingers in the air or on the side of your arm, just any sort of chord practice throughout the day that you can help yourself to just remember, recall it. How did that D minor go? Oh, that's right. 1, 3, 2. Bum, bum, bum. And then it could go from there to there to there to there. And you just think it in your head, visualize it, and also you can practice it on your arm or anywhere else. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this. Best of luck with your D minor chords. It's a nice one. It's a little bit more delicate than some other chords, like the E minor or something like that. So it's a really beautiful guitar chord, and I know that you'll use it loads. Please do subscribe to this channel so we can do it again sometime. And thanks so much for watching. Good luck with your chords. Bye-bye.